And we are live.
Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another special, the Hockey Nation live show. This is your host, Sir Cold Frenchy, back in the house, and we have to go all the way to find the co-host on the West Coast, Michael Devellano.
Morning, Pierre. We had an exciting night and we have an even more exciting morning.
Happy St. Patrick Day, my friend.
Thank you. I'm an Irish citizen, so I'm so happy today.
Here we go. That's your birthday again.
Yeah, all over again.
The big news of the day is like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, around 8:30, I believe. The Buffalo Sabres announced they fired their head coach, Ralph Krueger, after a really disappointment of the half of the season with, I believe, 6-18-4. And the last 12 games, they are 0-10-2. And I think that's the call last night was enough. And, at some point, you cannot go more deeper or, more diving more the hole right now, right? Digging more the hole because it's just like cannot go nowhere. This franchise don't go nowhere. They still have 4 people on the business hockey operation, like GM or coaches, until next year. They have to pay salary right now. So ex GM, ex coaches, they still have 4 people right now.
But listen, it's crazy. Like, you can't let a team go on a 12-game slide. This should have happened a month ago. The writing was on the wall that this was not working.
Yeah, I think at some point you want to give a chance. You want to get more, but when you hit like I don't know, like -10 on the differential between win and W and L, and then you have a 6-7 straight loss.
5, right? 6, 7, look at Montreal. They take probably a future Hall of Fame coach and they get rid of him.
Yeah, but
he's got a winning streak. That team's not much better.
Julien was, remember, Julien have 2 bad stretch or 8 loss last year.
Look at last year for Buffalo.
I'm saying again?
Look at last year's Buffalo team. They had a career year from Jack Eichel. Now, again, should the GM have gotten a goalie in the offseason? Yeah.
That's the, what I mean? Like, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun ways over there, right? So Don Granado is now he's going to be announced at 11:30 today, and the next 30 minutes, the new 8 coach interim for the rest of the year.
Don Granado or Tony?
Don.
Oh, okay. The college coach?
Yeah. So Don Granado.
That's a terrible choice.
So
it's a terrible choice. Why would you do that, Pierre?
Who do you want to be there?
A real NHL coach.
Which coach went out? If you call Gerard Gallant, do you really believe Gerard Gallant will say yes?
Maybe. You've got Jack Eichel, you got Taylor Hall, you got Jeff Skinner, you got
not many people will. Not many people would. Like, you don't have no goaltender.
Well, you've got one goaltender if he's not hurt.
You don't have Jack Eagle for the rest of the year.
Well, that's a problem.
So, you know what I mean? The only coach who will say yes right now is Bruce Boudreau.
Well, that would be better than this, and he would probably have more success.
So that would be right now better it would be the only one right now that with experience in coaching and NHL. I think they would be the only one. I don't see other people going to get that job. I think this is an interim job, and they're going to see at the end of the year what to go. But
look at the choices they've made, Pierre, in the last 5 years.
Well, I think you have a good choice. I think Phil Horsley was a great choice. I think Phil Horsley was a great over there. But again,
nothing against Phil Horsley, but he had no experience in the NHL as a coach.
Who was the goaltender?
Tim Murray.
Who was the goaltender?
Again, the GM was Tim Murray. Why did you go Tim Murray?
But again, who is the goaltender? They, you know what I mean? Like,
you're using one position. These are the people they keep picking to run things, and they're going off the beaten path. They're not picking people that know what the hell they're doing.
At the end of the day, it's like my question would be Jack Eagle. He have everybody around him right now. He don't produce more.
It doesn't work that way. You can't have Kevin Adams, Jason Botterill, and Tim Murray as your last three GMs. And who are the coaches? Phil Housley, you've got Krueger, and now you got, well, did you have you had one experienced coach, which was the guy that's a damn was a
Blaisma.
What is it? Billsma, that's it. I can never say his name. Yeah. Which, arguably, to your point, he had a weak team. Like a horrible team.
Yeah, but at that moment, you have no. I think is it Jack Eagle was there?
Yeah,
he was just.
But he was young. He was
at the beginning.
At
the end of the day, it's a franchise. It's not running properly starting at the top of the organization.
So why do you keep doing that?
And then go from there. You have to go all the way down. And I don't think so that would change anything. This team is going to finish last. Now, the good news for them, they're going to draft another great hockey player. I think they're going to draft Matthew Berniers.
He's not that good. You think he's that great? That guy should not be first, though.
Oh, he's a top 3 right now. He's amazing this year. Have a great. He's going to be. I believe he's going to be another Gallagher.
I believe he's going to be maybe that.
Kind of player.
Not a first overall pick.
That's going to be a kind of player like that.
Gallagher's a third round pick.
Like he's not a first round pick, but at like he could be the top 5 over there. The draft 2021 is not great, and secondly, you don't see anybody play hockey. So, but anyway, Cole Caulfield lost yesterday against the University of Minnesota. So it's over there. A lot of stuff going on yesterday. Other fact, like Krueger is out this morning. First, we have a 500 point by Edmund. Last night. He was just following, like it was what John Carlson got 500 this weekend.
Did he?
Yeah. So Edmund got a 500, but the big news was more about Ovechkin. He scored his 718 goal. Plus, he got his 1,300 point in NHL at the same night. The number 8 become the number 6, the best scorer in NHL. Now I think he's 14 goal behind Marcel Dion and 24 goal behind is it Brett Hall?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think so. So that's what they are. That's what he's chasing right now. I think he can pass Marcel Dion, but he will not have it. No, I don't see he can have a chance to beat Brett Hall this year for sure. So that would be interesting about the both of them. The Chicago Blackhawks. Maybe we did not talk about this yesterday, but signed another Slavin family players. Signed the brother Jacob Slavin for the Carolina. He's going. Is it Josie, something like that? Signed him for the Chicago. He's going to report to them. He's on a 3-level contract. He's going to report to Ice Dog, Rockford Ice Dog in the AHL. When I work in Colorado, I work in the same organization where the Slavin grow.
Yeah, I've scouted him quite a bit. He's not that good.
So that'd be
the same guy.
Well, they have 2 brothers. 3 brothers, 1 girl. The girl, she was good. Jordan was very good.
Yeah, she's a good player.
She plays Division 1.
So Josiah is who signed, or Jeremiah?
Josiah.
I didn't think he was that great, but
maybe a Scout's brother.
So he's at Colorado's college, so I guess that is the older one. Yeah, he's the older one. Sorry, he's the 98. So that's who they signed. The one I'm thinking of, I think, is an 01 or something.
Yeah. So anyway, they got this part. About yesterday you talk about John Gibson, and finally we got the news he's hurt. So it's going to be a day-to-day situation with him. This game was a terrible last game last night, but it's another subject we can talk a little bit later. And then Oilers Edmonton, they have Kira is a day-to-day. situation with the fight he got, and also Tyson Barry is a day to day. He's going to see happening with him, and then finally Nick Suzuki play his 100 game in NHL tonight.
Oh wow! How many
So that's
points?
pretty much it. And the big news is also, I forgot that one, is Anders Lee is out for the rest of the year.
Ah,
Is over. He's going to be
well,
on surgery over there.
so the Islanders lose their winning streak ends last night to the
A lot
Capitals.
of team, yeah.
So, but great streak, and they lost to a legit team. Good news in that is Wallstrom scores again. So, again, if they can keep getting production from even a combination of Wallstrom and Bellows, that really helps. But it does not replace their captain. I mean, Anders Lee is such a presence in front of the net, and he's a consistent goal scorer, and he's a big body. But that's a real big loss for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the end of the day, you can see a bit Washington step over the Islanders yesterday. It was a little bit better, stronger, uh, you know, and then they're missing Tom Wilson for sure. But it's good to see. I think that's finalized the conversation about the goaltender situation with Washington. I don't see this go nowhere. I think Samsonov is ready to finish the year with Vanecek. Another good performance from him yesterday, and I don't see them looking for another goaltender for sure. Another great performance also at Backstrom. It's we mentioned a lot of players over there, but again, Backstrom is get 1-2 point per game all the time. He is a guy over there. The Katila is already behind the sniper, the goal of Ovechkin. But there's a two team now. They fight for the first place. Washington back first place, and the Islanders drop at second, and they stop, like you said, they snap their 9-win W. And we have to give credit to Washington. I think with this game, Washington our 5 straight game. So good performance overall from that part. And John Carlson is hot. He's at the top 3 best defensemen right now.
6 wins in a row, Pierre.
He's at 6, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I thought it was 6. I thought it was 5 too, but
yeah.
So they're crushing it. 19-6-4.
Yep.
So Peter Laviolette's got them cranking. They had some controversy during the year. Backstrom is so good, Pierre.
You remember everything start with after 3-4 games. They start with the Russian party.
Yep.
Over, and then they got a COVID-19, and then they came back like almost like one by one. Like they did not come back all together. You know what I mean? Ovechkin come back, and then Orlov come back, and then you have to wait for Kostanov. You have to wait for Samsonov. Samsonov went to American Hockey League. But they look good, to be honest with you. And that's division over there. You see the top 5. It's almost like the North Division right there. That's the fight between Philadelphia with Boston, Pittsburgh. I believe Islanders, for me, I believe Islanders in Washington have a little bit more, one more step over everybody else. And then
playing really well, though.
What?
Pittsburgh's been playing really well, and then
they lost yesterday. But I think Pittsburgh don't have the same kind of element like Islanders in Washington overall.
Maybe.
So
they've got quite a streak there.
Yeah.
I wonder. How bad that Malkin left the game with an injury last night.
Did he left? I think he come back.
Did he come back?
I think I heard I was watching 3 games, and then the voice, but I said he said Malkin is back. I maybe see on Twitter, but check the game. You can see the minutes he played. Maybe they will give us an idea. So again,
took a hit from Boston defenseman in the first period. Leaves game. He did not play the remainder of their loss. So that's the last I'm reading on it. But
okay, it's all right. Possible.
Hopefully it's just not a big deal.
So that division, honestly, you can see those 5 teams right there.
Oh yeah, no, there.
I know Dinardi left. So
Tenorti did leave.
Dinardi left also.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting how Philadelphia is going to come back on that. It'll be very hard. They still have only 3 points with 1 game on Boston. But it's those 3 teams is the ones going to get. One of the 3 will be out, and I put Boston out means on my selection at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't count any of those 5 out at this point. They're
Other
Philadelphia.
Boston, you know what I mean? Like, yesterday they won with the young kids. Vadar won his first
Yeah,
RW in NHL. Good performance again, but I don't think so. Pittsburgh played you know, and again, I could be wrong, but you see a Pittsburgh energetic the night before, and then a back-to-back game, you see a couple of players struggle over there
they're
yesterday.
7-3-0 in their last 10.
Yeah, there was 8-2-0.
Yeah, that's
There
one.
was W6. So they're looking good. They have not an easy schedule, but their schedule is pretty much they have like the 28 game. What they have like 29 game. I think they have like 12 or 13 game against the New Buffalo and the Islander Devils. So that's the reason why I said Pittsburgh is really in good position.
Boston's got back-to-back games against Buffalo.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. Then they play the Islanders, Buffalo.
So they have 3W there. You know what I mean?
So they have 3 games against Buffalo, 1 against New Jersey, 1 against the Islanders, or 2 against the Islanders. 2 against.
I think you said 2 Islanders.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happened there.
Schedule's pretty favorable.
Yep.
All right. So in other news, huge win last night for the Detroit Red Wings, beating the Carolina Hurricanes. That ended another streak, didn't it?
As they finished the 8th straight W.
Wow.
It's almost like this was coming, right? So because Sunday it was Tuesday last night. So Sunday it was 2-1, I believe, the final score between Detroit and Carolina. I think they come back in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can have the schedule in front of you, but if you can pick up, I can get it for you. I can do it.
Detroit.
Detroit. If you check, let me check this. Like, you can talk about the game. I did not watch too much.
I mean, it was a great game for Matt or Ernie. Like, he's a guy that doesn't have a lot of offense in my mind, but last night he looked fast. I mean, his I gotta resize this. Why is it not doing what I want? I'm gonna stop sharing and we'll reshare it. So Adam Ernie scores 2 last night, but he played very well. He was like driving wide. He got to the net a bunch of times and was creating opportunities. So he scores 2 goals, and you don't expect a lot of offense from him. When they drafted him in Tampa, I thought he was going to be a real good kind of third line power forward type guy. And man, last night he looked great. Big night for Philip Hronek. We were talking yesterday about how this guy should not be your leading scorer on your team. Then he goes ahead and gets a goal and 2 assists. So now he's definitely their leading scorer, Pierre. He gets his first goal in an empty net. He gets 2 assists on the other goals. He played very well. He's an excellent defenseman. Ideally, he's a number 2 on a team, but he's their number 1 right now. Another goal for Niederreiter. Larkin looked good last night. He was fast, and he set up the Fabry goal, and he set up the Ernie goal. Philip Zadina gets 2 assists. The only thing I would hope more is that Zadina scores a little bit more. We know but in the last 5 games, I think he's got 6 points.
Exactly. You have 6 points. You have like 12 points the last 23 games. That's pretty good. What I was trying to tell you is like, because the last 10 games, they are 4-5-1.
The Red Wings.
The Red Wings, right? They have on those 10 games, only 1 game they lost 7-2, Michael. So they have a difference of 5 goals, right? The rest, when they lose, is about 3 goals or less, and they lose a lot of games by 1, and they win. So that gives you an idea. Like, I didn't want to go farther, but the game is getting better for them, and then you can see a couple of players are better too. Like Ernie, like you have 4 goals.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. And I think if he, his last 10 game, I think he had like 2 goals, whatever. That did not get more point right now. Larkin came back for the injury, he make a little bit and then back over there. You know what I mean? So, and I think the Hronek, whatever it is, you have another 3 points yesterday.
3 points, yeah. So he's their leading scorer. He's got 18 points in 30 games.
Excuse me. Yeah. So and Bernier.
He's awesome, Pierre. What the hell?
I mean, he's solid right now.
What? Bernier's been amazing. I mean, I think
Yep.
he's the key to them winning those games. Without him,
Yep.
different ball game because they don't look that like they look okay, right? You're not scared by them offensively. Nemenstikov's a really weird player, eh, Pierre?
Who?
Nemenstikov.
Yeah.
He's got skill, but he's not very dangerous. He doesn't feel dangerous. He misses a
No.
lot of opportunities, and I think I would rather have Tyler Johnson for that money. It'd be interesting to see if they swing a deal there ever. I thought they would have grabbed him when he was a free agent. Great game for Bernier. 946 Pierre.
Yep. He's looking good for sure.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll keep him. I hope they keep him. He's playing really well. Here's a guy that was washed out of Toronto. He went off to Anaheim and was the backup there.
Here, I believe they were going to keep him. They don't have anybody else in the any there. So they have a Grease, and then after that, you don't have like a really solid prospect now to get there. So I think the team we talk about this, the next year they will look more like the Ottawa Senators this year.
Maybe.
I really believe with the Germans, the Germans coming, then you're going to have maybe I don't know, the Sweden kid would be ready, but the youngest and the prospect like Grand Rapids and maybe two players that can go up over there. I think they will look a little bit different, a little bit younger, and I think that's why I believe Eiserman is going to give Bernier. Now he can maybe try a couple of old players, Sam Gagner or Bobby Ryan. What I mean? But
he's what he is.
I think they should not trade Bernier for me.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, they have not had goaltending like this like in 15 years.
And it's like the draft, like a 9th draft. I think they have 9 pick.
Look at all these picks, Pierre. The second round next year is crazy. They have 3 second-round picks and then 2 the year after. So they should get a defenseman here, which they really could use. So if they pick up an Owen Power or they pick up Brant Clark or the Swedish kid, that really helps them out. They've got Cider is probably ready.
And that point is a great point right now you talk about, because honestly, between you and me, they're going to finish at the bottom, maybe 3. I would give them maybe 5.
I think so.
Right? So Clark is a good one over there for sure. You have a lot this year, but honest with you, it's not a big draft, but you have a lot of good defensemen on the draft this year.
Yeah, well, that's why they've been screwed royally every year in the draft that they've finished at the bottom. So they don't seem too worried. Like right now, they're within striking distance of New Jersey. They're ahead of Anaheim. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep playing like this. I don't think it really matters, Pierre, because if we look at that draft, they could pick in the bottom 9 and it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like there's players like this guy being number 1 to me is ridiculous. He's good, but he's not like that. Shows you how weak this is. Luke Hughes is a very good prospect. He's not his brother. Like he's not Quinn, but he's bigger, but he's got good skill. We haven't really seen this guy. So I don't know, by all accounts, he's a good player. I don't know if he's a star. He might be like Lucas Raymond, right? He's kind of that type of player. I don't even know this guy. Lysell, Owen Power, Brant Clark, Simon Edmondson. Those are guys you want. So if they kind of land in that space, I think they should grab. I mean, if they get Luke Hughes, great. I think he's being rated up here now suddenly because of the strength of the team he's on. But everyone else is pretty good. Wallstead is a superstar goalie in the Wagening, I think. I think he's better than the Russian guy. But yeah, if they get anywhere 1 to 12, it's probably the same thing.
Yep.
Not too much difference there for me. All right. Well, as excited as we are about Detroit. Good job, Detroit. Congrats on the win. You're not in the basement. Boston beats Pittsburgh 2-1. Malkin gets hurt, so we're waiting to see what the outcome of that is. I'm not in love with either of these teams, but Pasternak scores, Tanev scores, and the game-winning goal goes to Trent Frederick. Oh, did you see the goal that Wallstrom scored for the Islanders, the giveaway by Chara?
Yeah, it was the end of the game. So
It was gross. It was not good, but yeah, it was the end of the game.
yeah.
In other games, let's see. This team keeps winning, Pierre, and they get another shutout. This Finnish goal.
It's 9-0 for Kakkonen, I believe, or Minnesota have 9-0 at home, something like that. Kakkonen is like, we talk all the time about Kaprizov, but we have to think about Kakkonen inside that conversation for sure. About you have a great year for the Minnesota Wild.
It's crazy. So he's 12-4-0, a 205, and he's had 2 shutouts.
Yeah. He's 92.7, right? Is it 92?
9.927. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's right now he's playing like a world-class goaltender. And that was the word on him for a long time. It was like, hey, why aren't you bringing this guy up? And they were stuck on the old goaltenders they had.
Is it like a count as a rookie or not?
Should, yeah.
Because I think on the bottom of this, his career have 23 play games.
I think it still counts, though. Because he's played 14 of those this year. I can't pronounce his or spell his name, so we'll look up Kaprizov and find it from there. So 21 games total. He only played 5 last year, Pierre. So he's a rookie.
Yep.
And he's 24, so he's under the threshold. So wait, we got another goaltender in the mix for the rookie of the year.
But again, I think you can talk about him, but also the system, the Minnesota play right now is really really good. Don't give a lot of chance, and also KD struggle.
They have 31 shots against Pierre. I find that do you think that they play a tight system?
Minnesota?
Really?
I think not a tight system, but the point have like we don't give enough credit for the defensemen right now.
Well, their defense are awesome.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we talk about the salary cap over there, the money they gave to the defensemen. We passed 2 months talking about that in November. Spurgeon and the rest of the team player over there, but Dunbar and Sutter, but at the end of the day. It's like anything else. I really believe me. You start with a goaltender, you go to the defenseman, and then you go to forward. That's how you build a team. For me, it's always been this way. And I grow with Sam Bullock in my ear, but I think that's the way to build a hockey team, and that's proved to me is good because if you look Buffalo, right now and again, we said we put Chicago at the bottom because we said what they don't have goaltender.
Yep. Look at Buffalo. What a disaster.
Yeah. So
these guys have 2 goalies, but they also have 7 or 8 really pretty good D.
Yeah, of course. But again, it's like you don't have no goaltender. Look the bottom of the list right now. We check the goaltender.
Absolutely.
You're going to see.
Although Detroit is getting good goaltending, and that's probably why they're moving up. But you're right. Like Buffalo is the worst goaltending situation in the NHL, maybe.
Yep.
Ottawa?
Yeah, nothing there.
Well, no, Matt Murray's been pretty good, but Matt
Murray is good for only one team against Montreal.
Yeah, they have a lot of holes in that team too.
But around after Montreal, Matt Murray is like 3 point something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still better than last year. They were like almost 4. It was crazy. Joey Decord. So he's 7-12, 880, not good enough. 384. Oh my God, Pierre.
Yeah. I remember Murray after 1 month was at 4 point something.
Oh my God, look at this.
So
that's definitely bad. So yeah, you're right. Let's take a look who else.
What is his record right now? What is his record like, Matt Murray?
7-12 and 1 overtime loss.
7 of them is you have at least 3 W against Montreal. Okay, and that has averaged about 2 point something against Montreal. So imagine that part versus 3.80. He could be like 4 if he has another team. Like the rest of the league is almost 4.
So is Matt Murray sending welfare checks to Claude Julien?
Yeah, so make a good money there, $6 million. So It's that's what I believe. Me, if you are no goaltender, it does not work. Whatever you have,
I
gonna have,
totally agree with you.
you know.
It sucks the life of the team. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. All right, so Minnesota wins again. Matt Zuccarello scored a nice goal last night. Kaprizov set him up. Other game, this one was interesting with Tampa and Dallas. Man, Dallas just cannot get a break here. Like they're just.
It was funny because they was losing 3-2 at the end of the game, Dallas, and they scored back-to-back goals. Jimmy Benn and I think Rezilov scored the last two goals. I think it was 18 minutes, something like that. I don't know if you have it in front of you.
Shootout, and Braden Point broke their heart.
Yeah. But again,
Jimmy
I think
Benn only has 5 goals.
What?
It's crazy. Jamie Benn only has 5 goals.
Yeah. How many goals do you believe he has, McKinnon?
Nathan McKinnon 8. Scored his 8th the other night, or last night, right? Or did he score more? Because I stopped watching after they were up 6-4.
No, he did not. He had not much.
Who? Nathan McKinnon?
Yeah.
8 goals, Pierre. I just told you.
No, I said you don't have not much at 8. Like, I don't, he's not 12, 13, 14. He's like,
No.
It look his 5 game, right? So
his last 5 games have been good though. He's woken up. He's got goal in each of his last 3 games. So he's coming up.
So my point to you is like before his last 3 goals, he had 5 goals and 25 games.
He was struggling.
You know what I mean?
We think he was hurt though, right? So anyways, just to finish up on this game.
Dallas, my point I was going to say to you, I'm sorry, is Dallas, this is a big point for them.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind, because they score 17-54. Is it 54?
We're in the end?
Yeah.
18-35. Yeah. 17-54 and 18-35.
Yeah.
They were like right the last 2 minutes or 3
Yeah,
minutes.
so you know what I mean, like this is a big point for them. They could lose again and then it's another game, but to get a big point against Tampa Bay, that's huge. With that point, with that win, Tampa Bay now passed first place and Carolina stayed third. My Florida came back on now 2 in that division. But again, Tampa Bay is like me. I'm just excited about the next 3 weeks. What they're going to do. That's the team I'm looking for, honestly. What they're going to do for Kucherov.
I don't know what they're going to do, Pierre. They have to move out $9 million.
Well, at least maybe 6-7 at least because of the situation. But the dream is maybe another player get hurt, but that's not the right thing to wish. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I was asking. Like, would they try to do a sweetheart deal and move out a Johnson or a Gord? If I'm a Detroit, I seriously talk to them about a Gord. But actually, Yanni Gord's 29. Wow.
Who?
Yanni Gord is 29.
Yeah.
But either way, like you've got a bunch of salary here between Gord, Johnson, and Palat. You've got to move 1 or 2 of them.
So to help the Tampa Bay, so you have to. They need to put Kucherov in they don't need anything else after that.
No.
Right?
If he's healthy.
So they could trade Johnson over there and give them maybe Volkov. Is this Volkov?
Volkov. That's what I was thinking. Like,
or another prospect. I don't know the name or whatever it is, right? And then they can pick another guy like Stretcher or something like that to satisfy the D in case something could happen over there. I think that would be a good move over there. Now, I think the only way they lose the Stanley Cup, or the only way it could happen to them, is they lost Vasilevsky.
Oh, maybe.
That's the end. Forget that. So
you're not going to win without him. I don't.
And Detroit don't have anything else to get to send to them as a goaltender.
So Bernier is like $3 million though.
So that's my point. So you know what I mean? I'm not many goaltender in NHL at less at 2 million point, like 1.5. A lot of players signed during the COVID, 1.5 million, 1 million. Yeah, no many goaltender like that. The only way I would said is the trade with Panthers, but Panthers will never send Drager over there,
Yeah, that would be stupid. That would
right? So they will not go that. And then you go around the league, nobody can helping them about second back up over there. The only one organization is Toronto. Have about 19 goaltender right now, but nothing good there.
that is true.
You know,
Well, Jack Campbell's good.
but you're not going to trade Campbell, right? Um, They not the you know the only one can trade is Michael Hutchinson, but I don't know if Hutchinson is better to to make a name.
They're the same.
I mean, so I think the only place he can trade now, I think for I don't know how much he has, Joseph, but maybe trade Joseph with Johnson to Detroit.
I would take him in 5 seconds. Matthew Joseph, he's 700 grand. And he's got 7 goals in 28 games or something.
So, like I think Volkov there,
Volkov's talented.
a player like him, like Joseph with Johnson, you send to them over there and they try to pick up two player. They can send Stretcher over there. It will helping a lot Tampa Bay.
I don't know if that adds up though financially, does it? They would have to retain salary probably on Bernier, right?
No, don't give Bernier, just Stretcher.
Oh, you're saying just Stetcher?
Yeah. And then give them a second or third round pick of this draft.
So let's see. What is it? Joseph is how much? 730 grand, Pierre.
The case is not him, it's Johnson.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's perfect. That's a steal. And Johnson's a good player, man. He can play.
I think he's going to play better because he's going to have ice. Well, he's going to be on power play. He's going to have a lot of plays he can play. So I think for Detroit, that would be a good trade to do that. And I think
I totally agree. But why didn't they pick him up as a free agent? Because he was on the waiver wire twice.
I don't have no answer. I don't know why he's meant, but I think the salary cap, why spend the money, right? Think about this. Why spend that kind of money for this year? Don't go nowhere.
Yeah. Well, they paid Nemenstikov, but that doesn't help them.
Yeah.
So it's maybe what Steve Yzerman was thinking was at some point, I'm going to get something to take this guy. And I think that's what everybody else is thinking. So you're probably right. It's probably a long game where they're like, we want him, but give us Matthew Joseph or Volkov too, and we'll take him.
Now, if you as a man, you said why to get that money of $5 million of Johnson? I can get on UFA next year to get a better players as Johnson at $5 million? That would be the question.
I guess. I mean, who rolls off the books though? You just take a look. Nielsen, you still have to pay 1 more year. 3.8 is gone with Helm. Glenn Denning's contract's gone. I have to think they'll re-sign him. They're not really paying Bobby Ryan anything, thank God, because he's useless most of the time. Sam Gagne's contract's small. The Kaiser's still got another year. Mark Stahl will be gone. So a lot drops off next year.
Yep.
It would be no problem picking this guy up, Nemeth. They're going to have a lot of opportunity next year. And I think they'll give hopefully more to let Rasmussen play. He looks good, man. Give that guy more ice time.
We'll see what happened over there. Last game of the night, it was Colorado again, Anaheim. I turned the TV on. I was working on the report card, and then 5 minutes later, the score was 2-2.
This was a crazy game. Well, Ryan Miller was in net, and
first it was 2 goaltender. It was Miller versus Miska, right?
Yeah. So then it was was it 4-0 or 4-1? 5-1.
What?
4-1, 4-2, right? After the
4-2, yeah, it was 2-2. 2-2, and then Anaheim scored 2 goals. One and the goal at Grant was on the penalty shot.
Oh, was it? Okay, shorthanded.
Yeah, but it was on penalty shot.
Wow. I don't know much to say. So then it was all Colorado.
Then after that, Colorado scored 5 goals straight, I believe. Rankin,
One, two,
Rantanen,
three, four,
Gedry,
five.
McKinnon,
There.
Giroud,
Six.
Belmar.
They went from 4-2 to 8-4.
Yeah, we talk all the time about Zatarov, but again, like Brendan Sad have 10 goals.
I know.
You know what I mean?
What a
Like we
idiot.
understand one side, but you have to go to another side too. We cannot uh, discredit or to be again bad again. You have 18.20. You know what I mean? Like he bring to another dimension on the other side for sure.
They
Yeah.
are such a good team, no matter what way you slice it. One name you don't see there is Landeskog.
Um. For me, Lestegag is more a two-way player, a player helping the dirty job for other players. I think he complete very well McKinnon and Renton, and he's not going to score 30 goals per year.
But
He's a
that's the thing. He's a 25, 30 goal scorer.
but the point, like when you play with McKinnon and in Radikov, right? Um,
He's a big point producer normally, though. It's not that he's not, but
yeah, we had a good year, like a 34 goal at some point. But look average, like you just said, like 20 goals, 25 goals, something like that, right? Um, like again, you have 18 point at 25 game. You cannot complain about that. You know what I mean? Like you would
no,
like to maybe have 3 more goals, maybe,
not
right?
much.
But I think he played a good role for them, of course, and he's a great element, leadership, everything like that, and I think they play without the wake up of McKinnon, and they don't play a lot with McCarr and BRM, and you know what I mean. So,
well, we know that McKinnon's been battling something, so he has had an injury of some sort, and that's part of it. But he's still getting points, and he missed time for. I don't know if that was. I think that was the injury, right?
what is the salary cap?
It's not bad, Pierre. It's
And again, the problem with that, like
lots of room. They're like near the middle, bottom, aren't they?
I think they have like 4 million. No, 1 million.
So it's hard to calculate because they have Francouz and Johnson on long term.
But at the top, they are what, $1 million?
Yeah, so they're showing 7-9 projected cap at 82, which is just over, but that's obviously
compared to another team. They don't missing a lot of P's. I
no.
maybe said maybe a third center, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I don't even know. I mean, you look at Rantanen, McKinnon, Landeskog. That's your top line. Kadri's their second line with Burakovsky and Saad. Donskoy, Kumper, Nichushkin. I mean, Kumper should be a really good third line centerman.
Now, Calvert didn't play almost like all year long.
Yeah, he's been hurt all year. But Nichushkin, I kind of skipped over Calvert. Donskoy's had a good year.
Yep.
I don't know if he's worth 3.9 mil, but interesting. Their D looks weird, right? Got to give credit to Sammy Girard. He's been playing very well.
Oh, yeah.
And thank goodness they got all those D.
Yeah,
got a D out.
Let's move on for only 5 games or 7 games tonight. I believe 5. I think it's 5.
Let's take a look, Pierre. Canucks play the Senators.
As a back-to-back game, Canucks won 3-2 in overtime. A goal of Bo Horvat Tuesday night, Monday night.
Flyers and Rangers.
This is another back-to-back game. 5-4 in OT by the Flyers. A goal of Voracek.
Canadien.
This is a back-to-back. Is a win for Montreal 4-2. 2 goals from Tyler Toffoli.
And they had Josh Anderson score last time.
And Josh Anderson score.
San Jose Sharks versus the Golden Knights of
I think this is another back-to-back game where the Golden Knight, I think is a 2-1 or 3-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Yeah. Blues and Kings, another rematch, isn't it? This is the
This is a snow cancel game Monday night, so that's the game they play now tonight. That was first time of the week. Yep.
It'd be interesting to see how the Kings do. They've kind of fallen back to earth a little bit the last little while. So can they get back on track, or will they have trouble against the Blues? Then the Battle of Alberta continues.
Yeah, this is really where, like see what happening. The Flame beat Edmonton 4-3 last game, and then we'll see how they're going to react again tonight, and how McDavid and Tresol is going to do again them. And again, you talk about, and I will repeat that it. We they don't have a solid goaltender, and that show at that game, I believe, again Calgary.
Oh, with Mike Smith's game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a yo-yo.
So my point to you, like, can Oilers can go all the way in the playoff with those two goaltender?
Well, he's got a 921 and 2 shutouts. He's 9-3-0, so he's played pretty well. Big difference between him and Koskinen. Is Koskinen out still, or is he back? I think he's back, right?
He's not hurt.
He's not. Okay.
No.
Just playing like he's hurt. Mike Smith's not a young goalie. He's a big guy though, and he plays well all the time. He's had a history of injuries, so that's always been a problem. I guess we'll see.
But again, when you talk about playoff, Michael, you talk about at least a minimum, maybe 12, 16 game or 22 game, whatever the many games you have to go carry on the team like that after a short season like this. I'm not sure if you're the team with one goaltender, with no goaltender like they are, if they can carry on all the way with it. I think that would be their biggest problem in the playoff and North Division. They maybe go through the first round, but when you're going to hit the second round and third round, if they go through the third round, that would be hard for them.
They didn't even make it to the first round last year.
What?
Well, Chicago knocked them off, right? So I think what you're saying is spot on. Like, they didn't make any changes here, and I think it's a bit of a mistake. They were imagine if they got Markstrom.
Yep. At the end of the day, that's what is the biggest thing about that. Like, do what Mike Strom does, check what Danev does for Calgary. And, sometimes it's not about the head coach. The head coach change make an impact, but he didn't recreate the wheel, Sadler, over there. He just makes some change, just maybe one system, maybe one decision about that. One day, like Montreal Canadiens, like they regroup 5 low. They are 5 at the bottom at the dots. Julien was play a bit higher. They would play maybe bring the forward higher, but Deschamps bring those 5 low. Sadler, he bring a too hard for check on the offensive side. So he down the puck, he chase the puck, he win you battle, and then they collapse together and they are physical. So that's what they play over there, and they're really good on defensive side. Sadler, because he play at it's called like a swamp or the 5. Everybody does this now.
Oh yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, so that's what Sadler does. You know what I mean? But during the live stream, I was said like it was Winnipeg, right? 90% of the team now in NHL does the same thing. Like, you don't have to be you can be a U18 coach right now. You can coach NHL at some point, because on the strategic life, Michael, you're going to come on the live stream at some point, and you're going to see that, and I'm going to repeat all the time. They show up at the red line, and 90% they down the puck and they chase the puck. That's what you do. That's 95%. And when you don't do that, so they are on the defensive side with the D to D. Then what you do, a stretch pass, about 40 feet. And then what you do usually, sometimes they will just tips the puck to change the line or run the puck. Remember, in NHL, they play 30 seconds, 35 seconds, 40 seconds, 25 seconds. It's not like playing a U travel where you play there forever. But at the end of the day, like, if you know hockey a little bit, you can see the system, you can see how they play, and the video make them know what they have to do. And I think this year the problem we have is because they have too many games in short time, and that creates that kind of crazy game, or that kind of a team show up the one night and the team can beat the other night, like Pittsburgh, Boston, Pittsburgh happening the last 2 days.
I mean, I think what's going on in Calgary was a leadership issue, and I think it was the players had tuned out. And we've seen that in a couple places, and they had to make a move. And I think that's what Daryl Sutter has brought is he's a lighthearted, no nonsense guy. He's got success. He wants to win. I believe that though his tactics will not work forever. That's the risk, and that's a small risk to me because I think the players buy in, they like him, and he has a great relationship with them. And what's not to like about him? So I think that in the end, the execution will be more important in this scenario. That's kind of what you're saying, because I think everyone has very, very similar systems otherwise. And I think we see that over and over, team to team. And I think Steve Spott said it. It's like, yeah, there's no secrets in the NHL. Like you know what they're doing. So it's like whoever executes better is going to win. And if you have any emotional thing that's out of alignment, where they're not on the same page as the coach, look at Buffalo. You know, look at these teams that have a lot of talent and are not performing. And then you see teams that like the Islanders, and they're always on the same page. They always have the same system, and they buy in and they overachieve. So I think that's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a great battle of Alberta because you got two great coaches now between Tippett and Sutter. I think eventually, though, that dump and chase style ain't going to work.
Exactly. For sure.
And the power play, I think, is just, we'll see. I guess what I'm curious to see is how Johnny Gaudreau does with him. Because Gaudreau
will be fine. I don't see a big problem there, to be honest with you.
But I think the reason I say that is because if you're telling Johnny Gaudreau to dump the puck in and go forecheck, he's a possession player. You know, he creates opportunities. He has the puck on his stick. Whereas there's a lot of other guys, like Monahan's a shooter. You know, he'll go to the front of the net. He'll find quiet space. He could survive on that. Lindholm, that's his game already, right? Like it fits him really well. Bennett, I think it suits. Lucic is obviously suiting. So it'd be interesting to see. I think the majority of players on that team, that style could work.
Yeah. I just want to mention to you, we heard like no more now the update of the Kevin Adams press conference. He said that the job searching is immediately for a new Sabre coach right now. So they just put there for interim. It's an agreement they have between him and Guadagno. So they're looking for find a coach, and they already mentioned Bruce Boudreau there.
Like, what have you been doing? Your team's been losing 12 in a row. Are you just watching them lose? You should have already had a coach. Like, you could have. So wacky.
Ralph,
yeah.
Every day.
You talk about Dale under Adam Oates.
Dale Hunter was not want to come back to the NHL.
He's not going nowhere.
He wants nothing to do with the NHL. He does not like the attitude of the players. He'd much rather coach for young players that cycle through and develop them, and he makes more money probably, or as much money in the London Knights. Not this year probably though. But
and I just want to mention with with Ralph Krueger, they also Steve Smith, and they put now by Matt Ellis and then Girardi interim assistant, but they're going to be also behind the bench.
Whatever. It's just like a lame duck situation. I mean, the players are going to tune out.
I don't. Do you have 2 more minutes?
Do I have 2 more minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm switching with my Twitter right now. But did you see the shot of the shot of the player? The guy passed away. Did you see the shot?
No.
On the head?
No. I mean, I saw that it happened, but I didn't see the actual video of it.
You didn't see the video? You should look about that.
Why?
Because you're not going to believe it.
Did it hit him in the helmet or?
Yeah. Like it was like a dumping puck almost. No a slap shot, nothing like 20 feet, and not at all. But when he got hurt, he turned his head after that and he squeezed his head. So, everybody's different, right? The brain, everything like that. And you have one specific, he could hit like 1 millimeter left and he would not, maybe nothing happened to the kids.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So it's pretty amazing when you see that.
For a GM that I thought had overall a pretty good offseason, man, this has been like ineptitude. And you just got to wonder, like, how much is it him versus the ownership saying you can or can't move the coach out? I mean, that should have been done 5-6 games in. At least they would have had a shot. You can just
some story you don't know behind the scenes, right? You know,
well, there's a reason Ryan O'Reilly wanted out.
I'm sorry.
There was a reason Ryan O'Reilly wanted out. You know, he's like, forget this. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, of course, you have some stuff like this. You don't know what's going on, everything like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you have a story about when they fired Stephen Waite between the second, third period in Montreal that would create a big drama.
That's ridiculous.
But after 3 days, Stephen Waite, he thanks Mike Bergevin to do it during the second, third period.
Oh, in Buffalo?
No. I'm talking about Montreal when they fire him as a coach, as a goaltender.
Yeah.
And they fire him the second, third periods during the game.
Why? That's so weird.
Because, you know, Mike Bergevin, his point was, look, you can have a time to pick up your stuff, you have a time to leave, you have time to go and not face anybody else and not have everybody in front of you, everything like that. And then Stefan Waite thanks him after that. The 3 days after that, a big interview at ADS, whatever it was, and mentioned about it was the right call because it was not easy to leave after 8 years like that and to see the people in front of you, whatever it is. So, you know, at the end of the day, I would say me, you have no good time to fire someone. Yeah, nothing wrong, fun to tell someone you get fired. You know what I mean? Like as a coach, I cut player all the time. It's not fun.
No, it's not fun, but you have to make decisions at the right time too. Like,
but again, you never know what the right time to fire someone, right?
Definitely not 12 games.
No, I'm sorry again.
It definitely wasn't to wait 12 games.
No, I'm talking about when to announce it, like the situation, or you know what I mean? Got fired, he got the tax.
How you would have dealt with this smarter. Let's say 5-6 game losing streak, you're gone. But you already have a coach in place that's not a college coach. And no offense.
No, you know, maybe I would say to you, like Jack Eagle missed what, 6 games right now? So maybe that night he got that night, maybe he was going to fire Eagle before fire Krueger before he got hurt. Who knows? We don't know.
Well, it's still a mistake. It doesn't help. And he should have got a goalie. He should have gone all in on getting a goalie. Because you've got, like, it's not like you have young players there either. You've got Stahl and Skinner are not young. Ristolanen's been around.
Skinner, $9 million.
Is Okposo?
You know the story in the penalty box and between Buffalo and New Jersey?
No.
So they got a penalty, both of them, Skinner with someone else, and the guy from New Jersey asking him, so how many goals do you have this year so far? No, you have only one.
Oh, then one.
Yeah. So how much do you have per year? How much your salary per year?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's completely everything's going on around here.
We got number 2 last night, and Casey Middlestead got an assist. The whole world is saved, Pierre. Listen, this guy, I like Jeff, but let's be honest, what do you?
I can mention to you right now, we have a breaking news. The Vancouver Canucks claims Jimmy Vesey from Toronto.
Good. Have fun. Junk. You know where Jimmy Vesey played last year, Pierre? Buffalo.
Again?
You know where Jimmy Vesey played last year?
Buffalo. Yeah, I know that, but you know, I think he was doing not too bad over there in Toronto
last year. And Toronto, he's junk.
You know what I mean?
Not a good player.
You know the story also that Jim Rutherford did an interview talk about the fact he was trying to get McAndrew a lot back in Pittsburgh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He did everything, try everything to bring McAndrew.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And Vegas said no.
Yeah, Vegas was not going to move him. They knew because Leonard was hurt coming into the year, right? They knew he had to have surgery.
I know.
And he didn't want to move anyway.
So look like you have, one player, Alex Kavalchuk. He's on the Taxi squad with the Maple Leaf right now, but you have in 6 matches in American Hockey League, you have 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points.
Oh, he's so good. He had 4 points in 2 games, didn't he?
Ellie Buick is going to be in front of the net for the Winnipeg, and Damko is confirmed for the Vancouver. Damko is really like, he become the goaltender number 1, like by mile right now.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, in Vancouver.
Ottawa claims goaltender Anton Forsberg from Winnipeg.
Wow.
And finally, other Claire Biron and Kirorenko. So what's the Russian kid, Columbus?
Grigorenko.
Yeah, is Claire and Vizzy go to Vancouver and Forsberg go to Ottawa. And finally, we have only one player on the waiver list today, Runoff. I have no clue who's this guy.
Who?
Runoff from Colorado. Renouf. Go get it.
Renouf.
Yeah, Renouf.
Yeah. I like him. I don't mind him. He was in Detroit for a little while in Carolina. He can skate. He doesn't have any offense, but he's a good defenseman. He's fine. He's like a number 7, 8. Nobody's getting.
That's conclude all the update, you guys. You cannot ask for more, and anywhere you can have those updates to Hockey Nation Live Show. We bring you everything to you every single day to bring you the best you can get when we have everything.
Thanks, Pierre.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye, Kevin Adams.
Good luck, buddy.